What's up, guys? Welcome to our Tech Morning Asia show, your #1 source of tech news around Asia. I am your uber cool host, Gloria N Mopotu, reporting live from Tencent Restart. With the holidays quickly approaching, welcome to our Christmas edition pilot episode. We have an exciting lineup for you today, so without any further delay, let's get in the holiday spirit. Coming up next, so much has happened in the tech startup ecosystem this year. Here are some of our top picks of 2018. Meet Hong Kong's first and largest shared platform with mobile charging. Christmas business review. Global leaders share their company resolutions for 2019. Things just keep looking up for startups in Asia lately. And to give you a little taste of exactly what I'm talking about, here are our top picks for 2018. BFast TV attended Brink's VIP Demo Day in Hong Kong, where we got to check out all the latest hardware innovation and cool emerging startups being showcased to top VCs.
My name is Bay McLaughlin. I go by Bay to Bay online. I'm one of the co-founders and the COO here at Brink. And today we're at the Hong Kong Exchange and we're having our demo day for the fall 2018. And we're going to be showing everyone the future of some of the most important technologies, solving some of the most critical human problems from all over the world.
Hello, my name's BRYONY and I'm a partner at Arkley Brink VC. We're an investor from Europe and we invest in hardware and IoT startups. So very recently in October, Brink and Arkley joined together to launch a new fund in Poland, and we invest up to $800,000 per company, specifically into the IoT sector. So we're a seed stage investor, and we're actually here today to look for some potential investment opportunities.
Hello, I'm SIMONE. I'm an industrial engineer, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of QWare. We build an heating garment that is able to automatically change its temperature based on the external weather conditions. So Brink has been amazing. It was super useful for us on the design for manufacturing perspective, cash flow analysis perspective, and even on the supply chain management.
If you are a startup looking to branch out into Hong Kong, or if you're an investor looking for the next big thing, be sure to look out for these awesome demo days. Just when you thought that only startups innovate and transform communities, corporates such as KPMG have caught up fast, and they're using their own cutting-edge technology to lead the future of financial services. KPMG, being one of the big four, is a global network of professional firms providing audit, tax, and advisory services. But what makes KPMG exciting is its focus on new tech solutions and its support of Asia's tech entrepreneurship ecosystem. Earlier this year, KPMG hosted the Global Tech Share Forum, a client networking global and regional TMT sector leaders from all around Asia. The event hosted the KPMG team from the UK, US, and 10 different markets in the Asia Pacific, along with clients ranging from tech startups and multinationals who got together to solve digital challenges in our markets. Let us show you all the exciting happenings that took place in this elite forum.
Hi, I'm Anson Bailey. I'm a partner here at KPMG and I head up technology here at KPMG in Hong Kong. Tim is our global chairman for TMT. What do you see as some of those challenges for tech in the year ahead?
I think it all is underpinned by uncertainty. There's going to be uncertainty, and I think businesses are really going to have to do some terrific planning around that uncertainty to be able to outflank their competition.
On our panel discussion earlier on this evening, we were just talking about the potential of this US-China trade war.
There's going to be a lot of discord that results when you have two superpowers that are competing. And the competition is over some incredibly important technology and then some incredibly important business results that will come from that. The difference today is borders are being blurred. 4.1 billion people on the internet today, and it's taken away borders because everybody can do business with everybody else, and I think you'll continue to see that.
We can't wait to check out KPMG's upcoming tech initiatives, and you should too. Trust me, it'll be so worth your while. Speaking of tech, Did you know that even beggars in China are now accepting e-payments? From convenience stores, shopping malls, restaurants to local grocery stores and even small-scale vendors, mobile payments are used everywhere in Chinese cities, transforming China into a cashless society. Our special guest Elaine Ann, the CEO and Chief Innovation Strategist of Kaiser Innovation, joined us at our studio and spoke about a variety of topics, including China being the most cashless society in the world. We even have the pleasure of getting a one-on-one masterclass on all the functions of WeChat. One of the most interesting subjects that she touched on was how her company helps Western tech companies strategize their products for the Chinese market. But enough of my chit-chat. Check the video out for yourself.
At what point did you realize that there is a gap between how Western companies see the design or how they see in general how to do business and how, like, here in China, businesses do?
Well, I think it's a lot of experience. Actually, when I came back, it was still not the internet age yet in China. It was still the industrial age. Well, back then, the brands that were known to people are like Lenovo, Haier, Changhong, Meidi. It's all the home appliances, electronics brands. I think it was not until after 2008, after the Beijing Olympics, that the internet companies from China kind of took off.
Want to watch the full interview of our China expert Elaine? Head over to the link below. There is no doubt that 2018 was a crazy year for the startup ecosystem here in Asia, and it sure makes 2019 look even more promising. Here in Asia, we often find ourselves unable to control our smartphone addiction. But that addiction eats away at your phone battery. So what do? You go buy another power bank that allows you to use your phone at ease. MobiJuice has allowed smartphone users to rent a power bank and return it whenever they want. But what if someone decided to make batteries stronger, to the point where we wouldn't even need to carry power banks? Then what? If you are tech savvy, then you most probably already know that Elon Musk builds rockets, cars, and tunnel machines. He also recently built a massive battery factory in the California desert. And now, Elon Musk is building the world's largest battery, capable of storing 129 megawatt hours of battery. Are you even for real? Just how long would our phone last using this type of battery? Alexis Wong is a self-confessed serial entrepreneur and founder and CEO of MobiJuice. She joins us here in our studios to talk about MobiJuice power banks and how they plan to scale if more durable batteries came into play, and many more. For those of you who don't know, MobiJuice is an app-based power bank rental service, and Alexis Wong will be here today just explaining it to us a little bit about what MobiJuice is all about and telling us a little more about the battery industry here in Hong Kong and around the world. So thank you so much for being here once again.
Glad to. So what we want is to be a key player globally to provide the convenience of allowing people to be able to live with their phone in any environment and not having to worry about not having battery or juice for their phone.
With stronger and more sort of like larger batteries that are coming into play, I mean, I know earlier we had a discussion about, Tesla, they're about to build what they call the largest battery in the world that can hold about 129 megawatt hours of battery. Does this in any way affect what you're trying to do? And if so, how are you planning to touch base and come to par with this?
That was a fantastic question, and I get asked that often. And it's a complex one because it's not so straightforward just because you have a bigger battery and therefore the phone would be lasting for a month. I guess first thing first is going back to my previous reference, the phone usage has a big part to it because it's not a linear formula, it's a bilateral formula.
Meaning?
Right? And it's very dynamic because it's not just about increasing the battery, it's also increasing the battery capacity to meet the increasing demand of the usage.
Sure.
And so at this point, especially with the complexity of the phone utilization, right? I mean, 5 years ago, for the most part, most people would only use the phone to call, make a call, or maybe at most, I don't know, social media.
Sure.
But today, almost every part of our life is driven by apps. And every app is running on the background. And every app that runs on the background, believe it or not, is draining your battery because it's pulling data. And there are a lot of things that consumers aren't aware of, that every single day, the reason why by 1 o'clock the phone is out of juice is because of their usage pattern. There are many, many constraints, and I can go on and on and on just because that's like my passion now, it's about battery. But long and short is that because of physics, and because of people's utilization, the trend, and also constraints in terms of what you can actually fit into a very small case, we really do not see that as a big challenge. And we in fact think that the market will only become more and more high demand over the course of next few years, especially with the coming of 5G.
So let us know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on Moby Juice? Christmas is all about sharing and creating precious memories with your loved ones. Well, here at BFast TV, we consider all of you guys family. And in the spirit of giving, we have put together a special Christmas review from some of the major faces of the Hong Kong tech ecosystem, wishing you a Merry, Merry Christmas and gifting us some insider intel of what we can expect for 2019. There's so much to look forward to in the new year, including new resolutions from existing startups and corporates, as well as looking forward to seeing new startups that will blow your minds away. 2019, we are so ready for you. Here with me is the super handsome and dapper Dennis ZELAZOWSKI from 3DNA. Hi, Dennis.
Hi, Gloria. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking.
For those of you who don't know what 3DNA do, they are a digital eyewear design and production company that helps you get the coolest eyewear. Dennis, what were some of the highlights that you guys experienced this year?
So this year we launched our product. We were exhibiting at the Inside Retail's Cutting Edge event, and we won runner-up prize for our pitch. We also launched in New York City in March, and we participated in the Betatron Startup Accelerator program, which was a really great experience to be part of the ecosystem here for startups in Hong Kong, and got some great media coverage out of it.
Wow, sounds like you guys had a pretty busy year. Now, I'm sure there were also some low moments that you guys experienced. Would you mind sharing some of those with us?
Yeah, with all ups and there are always downs. Part of living in Hong Kong is the great transience of the city. And we meet a lot of great friends, but by the same way, we lose a lot of great friends. People move on to the next chapter in their lives, they go home or start families. So that's part of the low points, but 2019, gonna make some new friends and broaden our horizons.
Speaking about 2019, are there a few resolutions that you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
We've got some amazing things in development now that I'm not at liberty to say, but will debut in 2019 and we'll put a big smile on your face. So stay tuned, don't find us, we'll find you. And I want to wish everybody out there a happy holidays and a Merry Christmas from everyone at 3DNA.
Standing next to me is this very handsome gentleman, Mr. FELIX Yu, and he's the community manager here at Tencent WeStart Hong Kong. FELIX, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. Yeah.
Sure. Now, FELIX, as you know, 2018, was a pretty big year for you guys. What were some of the biggest moments that Tencent WeStart experienced in 2018?
Tencent WeStart officially moving to Hong Kong on August 21st. So this is the first locations in overseas, and of course we have 35 locations in China, and now we have our spots in Hong Kong, Kuntong right here.
That's great. Now swiftly moving on into the new year, which is 2019, what are some of the improvements that you plan on working on moving forward?
I think right now, successfully within this 4 months since our opening, we have pretty good numbers of our members, around 110 members within our house right now, and almost like 50 to 60 startups already officially joined as our members. So since we have a good occupancy, and right now within 2019, we will be more focused on how we can add value to our startups here. So starting from fundraising program and how can we bridge our startups to corporates. So this is what we're planning to do in 2019.
Great, that sounds super exciting. And now, are there a few things that you want to mention to our viewers out there regarding what they can look forward to in 2019 when it comes to Tencent WeStart?
I think, as I mentioned, what we'll be very focusing on how our startups can do their fundraising program. So you know that there are so many startups that have very good ideas and they have very good products, but they're lacking of experience to do how to do their financials, documentation, and how can they be ready to be invest. So within our fundraising program, we have professional accountants to help out to finalize their pitch deck to enhance their the documentation of their financing report to make these startups ready to pitch. So this is one of the, I think, unique selling point for 2019 we're trying to do. So please join us, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you, Gloria.
Standing next to me is the oh so handsome Mr. Michael from Betatron. Hi, Michael.
Hello, Gloria.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. Really appreciate it. Thanks.
Cool. For those of you who have never heard of Betatron, they help to invest in promising startups and help them to grow and scale within an intensive acceleration program. Michael, tell us now, what were some of the highlights you experienced this year?
Okay, thanks. That's a very nice question. There were lots of highlights this year, honestly. I think the most important one was seeing the progress of our founders and how much they achieved during the program. It's really gratifying to see that. And the other thing as well is obviously seeing how we've grown. So we've gone from four companies per cohort to 7 to 10, and now we're getting to 17 and 2 cohorts a year. So seeing all of that growth has been really great.
Wow, that's great. Michael, what are some of the resolutions that you have in store for us for 2019?
Okay, yeah, I can definitely answer that, lots of those. So number one is we want to continue to add even more value to each cohort, and we've been working very hard to do that, and also to expand our partnership network within the rest of Asia, making lots of trips to Southeast Asian countries and also to the Greater China Bay Area to help the upcoming batches of founders. And to also, of course, always try to help grow the ecosystem in Hong Kong. Thanks. So on that note, Merry Christmas to everybody, season's greetings, and I really hope you all achieve what you want to in the coming year.
Joining me here is this beautiful lady from Brink, Miss Jessie Lam. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show. Now, for those of you who've never heard of Brinks, Brinks helps founders build technology businesses through the acceleration programs, services, and sales support. Jessie, do you mind sharing with us what were some of your highlights for 2018?
We had a crazy year into 2018. We actually, in addition to our Hong Kong office, our Guangzhou office, we opened another office in Poland, as well as a 4th one in Bahrain in the Middle East. And a little something coming up in 2019, we're opening our very first office in India to help with manufacturing there. Yeah.
What were some of the lowlights that you want to share with us, if any?
Lowlights, let's see. Well, I am American, but we do have to face with US tariffs. Obviously, that will affect a lot of hardware startups between their market, let's say if it's B2C in the US, as well as the manufacturing and their supply chain, which would be in China. And so startups you'll see is a little bit less equipped to be able to absorb some of these additional costs.
Now, Jessie, do you mind sharing with me as well as our viewers, what are some of the stuff that Brinks has in store for 2019?
Well, we actually have a whole new investment fund that we're really excited about, and not only are we investing in teams in the early seed stage, but also at the much later stage as well of Series A and going forward. So we're looking for deal flow all over the world. And on that note, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Standing next to me is Mr. Peter Dingle from HSBC, who is Head of Business Model Innovation, Retail and Wealth Management, Asia. Hi, Peter.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Thank you very much. Good to see everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now, Peter, could you share with us what are some of the highlights that HSBC in regarding to tech and innovation experienced this year?
It's been a fantastic year. A lot of new hires to the team, a lot of great business, a lot of new digitally led propositions that have come to life, and we're really excited to get into next year and keep the momentum.
Wow, seems like a pretty exciting year for you guys. Now, you know they do say with highs definitely comes a bit of lows. Are there some of the, what are some of the lows that you might have experienced this year, if you don't mind sharing?
Yeah, I mean, like every business goes through its ups and downs, and I think that, as certainly there's been a very, very rough political landscape. And as a result of a political landscape, there have been some increases in interest rates, and as a retail bank, I think that puts pressure on consumers. And we like to think that we're moving from being a product-focused business to being a customer-focused or a customer-centric business. And whenever you have pressures like interest rate rises on our customers, that's that can be seen as a negative. So I think that there's probably some more raises to come, and that's going to put more pressure on Hong Kong families, but also families globally. And I'd like to hope that a lot of the stuff that's going on with China and the US, doesn't put even more pressure on us as consumers.
Now, Peter, what are some of the trends that you sort of foresee in the new year?
Look, I think 2019 is going to see a number of changes in the way banks use technology. I think technologies like AI are probably not going to be used on the front end for financial advice, but you are going to start seeing banks using that technology in the back end. One other big trend that I think that I predict we'll start seeing is conversational banking, which is starting to use chatbots, but also how we're using AI and natural language processing in the call center to make people's lives easier when they bank. And I'd like to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody, and I look forward to seeing you all in 2019.
Standing next to me is this handsome gentleman, Mr. Bay McLaughlin from Brink. Hi, Bay. How are you?
What's going on? Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us. For those of you who don't know Bay, he is the co-founder and the CEO of Brink, and he'll be sharing some exciting things that they had in store for 2018. What were some of the highlights that you guys experienced this year?
Well, you already heard from our CFO, Jesse. We talked about our Middle East offices, our follow-on VC fund in Europe, and we talked about our India programs that are coming online. But we have even more news that happened this year. So we have 2 new programs in Poland for later stage teams, any hardware companies. We have our food accelerator, our very first time investing in food technology. So look out for that. We'll be announcing that very soon. And we have new services available to companies that need to unlock finances for PO and inventory financing to make sure that they can ship as many products as they can possibly take orders. So these are all new announcements just in 2018.
Wow, what a super cool year for you guys. What are the upcoming exciting programs that you guys have in store for us for 2019?
So we just came back from our leadership offsite, and it's going to be a crazy year in 2019. So we're ending this year with 61 portfolio investments. This year, 2019, we're making 80 plus investments just this year. So that means that brink.io/apply should be where you're looking at all times as a startup, because we have 6 accelerator programs running this year. So there's lots of chances to find capital in accelerator programs. On top of that, we talked about our VC fund. There'll be more announcements there. So there'll be even more follow-on funding coming from Brink, from startups around the world. So not only the 6 accelerator programs and those early stage checks, but bigger and later stage money coming from Brink for startups everywhere around the world. So make sure to hit us up. And more importantly, Merry Christmas and have an amazing new year. It's gonna be unbelievable. So stay tuned.
That's a wrap for this week's Christmas edition of Tech Morning Asia. It was my pleasure to have been your entertainment today. If you are a startup or an investor looking to be featured on our show, just comment #TechMorningShow down below and we'll be in touch. Catch me again on another episode of Tech Morning Asia show. Once again, I'm Gloria N Mopotu, and have a Merry Christmas from myself and the BFast team. Peace out, everybody.